Welcome to the Frequently Asked Questions podcast with Fuzzy and Quincy. Fuzz,
I'm really getting my Philadelphia
Come on.
ism on.
Come on. Yeah, you get
Only person missing is Charlie Mack.
That's
we talked
all
to him a couple of times.
Yes,
already.
we did. Listen, it was Father's Day yesterday.
Yes.
And I was like, man, it's fitting if we're going to do Father's Day, like a post-Father's Day, we have the father of all MCs.
Talk that talk.
The father of all MCs, the bearded one himself, the talented Mr. Trotter, a.k.a. Black Thought from the legendary Roots crew. What's up, brother?
What's going on? What's up, man?
Thank you for stopping by. Well, he was getting a haircut, so we kind of invaded.
We really violating his time with the barber right
man,
now.
I want to thank y'all for pulling up.
Yeah, man, it's a lot to talk to you about. Like, we just came to the barbershop. So you're dedicated to your barber. I don't know if you. I know you listen to the FAQ podcast.
Yeah.
Fuzzy has an issue with his barber.
One of them, he just be in his feelings. But go ahead.
Yeah, but you come to your barber. Like, tell him, paint the picture. Like, where are we right now?
Right now we're at the Maid Barber Salon.
Very nice.
In Philadelphia, in Sherman. What is this? Is this? This is Sherman Mills.
Yeah, that's what I think that.
Yeah, in Sherman Mills complex here.
Yeah.
But my barber, Darian Hilliard, he usually travels with the Roots, and he works up at NBC a couple days a week.
Oh
so,
man, he's faithful. Then you guys take care of him.
I mean, you know, one hand washes the other.
Wow.
So,
Two hands wash the face, Fuzz. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Like, you got to make sure that
No,
you
but my barber, it's not to talk about old shit, but I had a barber that I like, but I have another barber that's closer. So one of my barbers moved all the way to Simi Valley and is cutting out his house.
Oh, wow.
And I went to go get a cut one day because last minute, he doubled the price. He said,
Because it was at home?
Nah, because Fuzz keep switching barbers, and then when he come back, he's saying that his hairline messed up.
bruh,
and
he said, I'm doing these cuts $100 at the house. I'm like, you're at the house.
Yeah,
I don't get
That's
the.
crazy.
It's nuts.
He charging you reparations.
I'm like,
Yes.
I gotta try. And then listen, he stays in Simi Valley, which is like 45 minutes from LA.
Yeah, first of all, I don't mess with Simi Valley.
You already know what that
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It's the energy.
Rodney
Thank
King.
you.
That's a trigger for me.
I fuck with Thought, man.
Yeah.
They don't call you Black Thought for nothing.
No, he's deep. He's a deep
see?
individual.
Well, we'll talk about that later. But I like your barber, man. Peace.
I want to start this off like this. Thought I didn't see you on social media for a while, right?
Yeah.
And from time to time, I go back and I watch that legendary freestyle that you did with Funkmaster Flex.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
he
just
killed
put up the other day. I was like, yo, this is just an appreciation post for Black Thought. I feel like people aren't going to really thoroughly get your lyrics and who you are and your contribution to the game until like you're long gone, right?
Yeah.
And just listen to that freestyle. It was like 3-4 years ago, but every time I listen to that freestyle, and I've heard other things from you years ago. I mean, just consistently, like you give us so much content, but that freestyle was like, yo, whoever y'all think I am, or I was, or what I'm about to do, like I do this.
Yeah.
I do this.
Yeah.
It was a lot in there. Like, how much do you read? Because there's certain stuff you don't rhyme words just to put things together. It's like this dude really reads a lot of stuff.
You know, I try to read just a wide range of material. You know what I'm saying? Like the best way to sort of come up with content is to process. Is to take content in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm always like, just rolling around with a book or 2 books on me at a time, and I don't read anything really cover to cover. You know what I'm saying? But like I hit the bullet points and read something until it inspires me or until I'm compelled to create based on what I just took in, and then I keep it pushing. But you got to read. I read and I write. Like I write, like you know what I'm saying, with pens and shit.
Yeah.
I think that's important, man. It's it's for thousands of years. Like that's how we conveyed information. You know what I mean? Like we would read and we would write, put pen to papyrus. You know what I'm saying? Quills and all that shit. So
big words
the
like that.
technology with the phones and everything is new. You know what I mean? Even writing with computers and all that. And I pushed back. For a long time, I would look at all the other MCs around me, pull out their phones and start writing verses. And I pushed back for a while, man, for years, actually. Like, I refused to write my bars on the phone. But I mean, I'm at a point now where sometimes it's just more convenient.
Yeah.
You know, but I refuse to you know, to lose sight of where, like, from where it came. So I try and maintain that, you know, just for exercise purposes.
Yeah.
You know?
No, dude. I mean,
Real MC talking right there.
yeah. He said, I think it was a papaya. It was a papaya.
He used something.
Papaya.
See, I love me some papaya.
Yeah,
No,
no,
you
it's
didn't say that.
papyrus.
I don't know what that fruit is. We said something else. We'll Google it later.
Yeah, it's just yeah. People don't usually talk about pen to papyrus.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll have to rewind it.
Yeah, we have to rewind it.
I want to take it back to the beginning. I'm like I said, you and Q are, you know, from Philly. I'm from LA. The first when I first met the Roots, I was on tour with the Far Side.
Yeah.
All right, and Far Side came to Philadelphia for the first time. Wow. I'm the sound man.
Yeah.
Big boy, security guard. That's how we came up through the Far Side.
Trocadero.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a show y'all did.
Yeah.
And y'all came on the bus.
Yep.
And y'all gave us CDs.
Yeah.
I still got the CD somewhere. It was an all black.
That was Organics, which was at the time it was our demo, but that's going on to, you know, that represents what people feel is our first album. They consider that the Roots' first album.
Yo, I listened to that because we were getting a lot of stuff on the road, and whatever this was, I was listening to. I'm like, oh, I got to keep this.
First of all, I'm thinking back, that might have been all of our first time like on a tour bus.
Wow.
We were just like, yo, the Far Side is getting it, nigga. Like, they up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's in front of like the Ramada on over there on what's that on Vine on Arch.
Oh yeah, right by the truck.
Yeah, and man, I was like, yo, this crazy. Like, so this is what it's like to be on the road, huh? You know what I mean? It just
y'all tripping on that. I'm a kid from Compton. I'm like, oh, this must be a Philadelphia thing, the band. And I'm like,
yeah,
it was different.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
we was Olympic hopefuls, man. You know?
Oh, bro, if that was a demo, I'm like, they getting it over here. Like, I'm like, I came back to LA like, yo, these dudes are getting it. Like, they killed it.
Well, you know, at the time, it's like we didn't really realize what we had. Like, you know what I mean? That demo, as we call it, was recorded at the legendary Sigma Sound Studios, and you know what I mean, just like what we had at our disposal, like the facilities that we had access to as Bucks, was unprecedented. You know what I mean? And it's in Philly, it's just a beautiful thing, especially during that era.
Damn.
Where, you know, the same rooms that, you know, Teddy Pendergrass and Patti LaBelle and all them were working. You know what I mean? If you had what it cost to get in there for a couple of hours, or in our case, if you had that relationship, you know what I mean, with the engineers and the owners, and you too could, you know, record in those same spaces. And it was that shit's already been blessed, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that sound and the energy, it comes through, you know what I mean? It shines through when you listen to that.
It was definitely more advanced. I'm just like, sonically, I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, yo, these dudes got it. And, you know, not knowing that you guys was signed at the time, whatever, and I know you guys got on with Geffen, which was crazy because I started doing street promotions for Geffen. I was promoting y'all stuff and the Silent Treatment album, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. So it just full circle. I'm like, I'm tripping off like, you guys are still here.
Yeah,
you guys are still here, man.
Yo, I remember that show like it was yesterday.
That's early. I'm talking like Q. This is like '94, easy.
Yeah,
no, 94, 95. Like
no, this was before then because
had to be '93 maybe.
Yeah, we signed at the end of '93. So
it's '93.
Yeah, this was '93.
You're right. Because I was at Warner Brothers in '95.
Yo, Far Side, like in between verses, these niggas is doing push-ups and just crazy,
dude.
crazy weird shit on stage, and I'm just like, yo, it's, you know, we were taking notes just about how even when, you know, whatever is taking place in the center focus on stage, you know what I mean? It should always be something else, sort of like you got to layer it, you know what I mean, in order to keep the crowd's attention and to keep, you know, people like sort of guessing like what's going on and stuff. And we were always really competitive too, so it was like, yo, how can we open up for these dudes and then shut shit down, you know what I mean? Yeah. We always try to make it a hard act to follow, you know?
Nah, it definitely was. I just remember being a kid, like, super impressed by the performance and then the conversation you guys had with the Far Side. You know, I was involved in the conversation. I was around. Yeah. But I just remember taking that CD and, like, I'm keeping this. Like, if this is a demo, I'm like, yo, I got some shit I'm going to bring back to L.A. on some. I ain't got this. This is what I'm going to put you on. That's how I was treating, you know, that CD.
Yeah.
But I remember that moment. Like, I still got the CD somewhere in storage somewhere. Like, just keep it one.
It's crazy, like, just even what you say just about the roots and, like, you know, they're still here. Like, y'all really, everybody is now like, oh, we do the festival circuit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody now is like, you know, all right, I don't really need a record label. I can go on tour. Yeah. Like, y'all were on tour, like, how many days a year? Like, you got, it seemed like the roots were like, that's where y'all lived.
Yeah.
On the road.
We came of age on the road like that. You know, in our prime, you know, 250 days a year, we was out.
That's crazy.
On route, and, you know, just all over the world. And by the time you get done sort of, you know, making one rotation, it's time to go back where, you know, to point A again. And actually, when we recorded that first CD that you're talking about, it was, you know, we didn't have a record deal yet, but we had a gig overseas, this festival in Germany, and it was like, yo, you know, so what sort of merch y'all want to sell? Y'all want to sell CDs, T-shirts, whatever? We was like, yo, we want to sell all that shit. We don't have it yet, but
we gonna get it.
We gonna have it by the time it's time to do the show.
Right.
And that's what we initially recorded that CD, so we could have something to sell out there at the festivals on the road.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dog.
So this is a question I was asking Q. I'm like, what is and who is the Roots? Like, what? Like, I see a couple of band members changing and out. Like, but who are the Roots?
The Roots is a collective.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, at this point. And the Roots is more, you know, a concept. The Roots is more an idea, an energy. You know, but I feel like
deep. That's deep.
You know, it's because it's become that sort of institution. People, you know, sort of come up through the ranks of the Roots.
Yeah.
And then go on to, you know what I mean, greatness in their own right, or fall back, you know what I mean? But I feel like any configuration that includes Questlove on drums and me doing vocals is the Roots.
Right.
You know, and you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it began as. You know what I'm saying? We started in 1987 here, High School for Creative and Performing Arts.
Wow.
And it was just he and I. So everything else, you know what I mean, sort of came after the fact. And, you know, we could take it away. Sometimes the Roots got 3 or 4 people just on keyboards. Sometimes, you know what I mean, we out there and it's me and my man on the drum machine. And it's still the Roots, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
I like that.
I gotta start using that. Like, if you know, if my wife, like, what are we? I'm like, we're a collective. We're many things.
It's a Harris.
We can take away. We can add.
It's a Harris.
You know what I mean? I thought he was gonna get into the Wu-Tang of it. Like, it's the RZA, it's the Jizzy. No, he said it's a collective. Yeah, that's smooth.
I need to use that in a relationship.
You don't piss nobody off.
I love that.
Right? No one gets pissed off. They're peeking their ears. Is he gonna say my name? No.
Yeah,
it's just
man,
we're a collective.
We're
a collective.
You can add, you can subtract, like he said.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I'm
deep.
using that.
I'm using that in my personal shit.
No, that was,
if it don't work, I'm calling you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna work though.
No, it's definitely gonna work.
Man.
No, so listen, right? So again, just want to reset it. We are in the barbershop, and thank you for this time, because, you know, I know your time is tough, because, you know, you don't live in Philly, but you come back to Philly a lot.
Yeah.
And you guys are on filing. Can you just, how long has it been? Like, because I remember somebody calling me like, yo, they about to announce it. So how many years has it been?
It's for 12 years.
Y'all been 12 years on filing?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I thought that was a genius acceptance to do that, because I'm like, hip-hop was in a nutty space. We're still in a nutty space, keep it 100. But hip-hop is in a different space. I'm sure the Def Jam relationship was in a different space. I'm talking on some industry shit, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm like, yo, they about to get, that's huge for a black band to be on a talk show.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was genius, bro.
Yeah, how did that come? Like.
Then I'm like, I know they're gonna get content from people while they off. I'm like,
you know, the way it came to be was just that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was the end of an era on many levels.
Yeah.
And the beginning of a new one. And, you know, it was, you know, really how does one navigate the unknown and the unforeseen? How do you prepare for, you know what I mean, what you think is about to happen based on what you feel and what you see happening around you in that moment? And, you know, what was, you know, for certain, what was definite was the way we receive music and just information, media in general, was changing, and it was evolving into the next shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, those 200 days a year that we would spend on the road, sometimes 250 days a year on the road, that was changing. You know, the way people, you know, get music and go and, you know, concert tickets and all that. Like the game was nutty, you know what I mean? And it was, you know, it was scary for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, what we gonna do next? So in that moment, an opportunity presented itself for us to sort of think outside the box, and we accepted it just because it was like, all right, it was a challenge that we could rise to do something that was unprecedented, and it was like, yo, okay, we could do this, and this is something that, you know, can wind up, you know, keep making our unit tighter, and you know, just the image that we're able to put out there, the level on which we're able to interact with the different
whole new
artists who come
audience
through.
too,
yeah, it
man.
was like, and it introduced us, to a whole new demo. It's
100%.
people who, you know, I got diehard fans who never even heard of Black Thought. You know what I'm saying? Like they heard of Black Thought when I did that freestyle. They're like, wait a minute, this is Tariq? Like this is, I know Tariq from the Roots from the Tonight Show. This is, you know what I mean? And so it's you know, we're able to give ourselves, you know, it's literally reinventing yourself.
What I like about it also is from, you know, me stepping back and being a fan on the other side of the TV, is like I see different layers of you, even with some of the stuff that they throw off on some comedic stuff.
Oh yeah,
your acting or how funny. I didn't know you was this funny. Like, or you singing? Like you be singing.
You know, in a Roots capacity, and based on the way hip hop is, and hip hop always has been. You know, we don't really. It's not the sort of you know, the realm where we're encouraged to show those chinks in the armor, or you know, to show really our true selves. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's changed now. I mean, in this day and time, but we come from a different, you know, era where it's like, you know, we pull the hat down. I still wear sunglasses all the time. It's like, you know, I'm not really trying to give people that entree into my soul in that way. You know, so you know what I mean. When it was like, all right, now we doing this TV gig every day, and I get to peel back some of the layers of the onion and be funny and be vulnerable and all that. It's like, you know, again, it's sort of reinventing yourself, but it's the stuff that was always there, and you know, you become more marketable and more likable, and you know what I'm saying, and you're able to have a career. So You know about that though,
Q? It's crazy because even with you, like, again, like we know you from rap, so I know it feels weird when people are like, hey, Tariq, like they see you out in the streets, like, hey, Tariq, and they're telling, you know, they're like, I saw the thing you did with the Muppets, and it's like,
right. It's a delicate balance though, man, because it's like, you know, I mean, it's a blessing to be able to do do the Muppets and Sesame Street and all that, you know, but I've never wanted to compromise, you know, that like I never want to lose that fear. You know what I mean? Like I want to be feared and respected as a force to be reckoned with, you know what I mean, lyrically. So, you know, it's definitely been cause for us to, you know, become more serious musically and go harder sonically, and me to just go harder with the pen, just so people, you know what I mean, don't try to get it confused, and you know what I mean, like, oh, you know, like you're this dude, you know.
Don't get it twisted.
I'm not the Sesame Street nigga. You know what I mean?
But to your point, like what you said is really important for, I mean, especially, you know, us getting older. Like we're more than one thing. Like I can bust your ass on rap, right? I am a family man, right? You know, I have different facets. Like, you know, some of the stuff you talk about is like I gotta Google it because, you know, I only shop at Foreman Mills. I only shop at Foreman Mills. So some of the stuff you talk, I'm like, oh, that costs how much? That's my house.
He's grown.
Okay,
he's grown.
No, he's a really so it's different facets of who you are. So even talking about different facets of who you are, I never forget you text me. You was like, yo, I'm doing this play. We're doing a reading in New York, if you can make it, like, and I was like, this dude never calls me about coming to something. This shit's gonna be probably crazy. So far as I come up to New York to see this, and this is pre-pandemic, so it was 2019. And I come up and I see the reading of the play, and I was blown away. Like I was, please talk about this play, man. I can't wait to bring my wife. I can't wait to bring my friends to come see this, man, because it's an amazing piece that you put together.
What you saw was a workshop of this soon to be Broadway musical called Black No More, which was written by Academy Award winner John Ridley and myself, and it's directed by Scott Elliott, and it's become, I mean, quite frankly, it's my life's work at this point.
Damn,
I've never worked on anything, 7, 8 years without the shit coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is that thing. This is my Hamilton. You know what I'm saying? And it's very personal, and it's it's about race relations, and it's about how people identify sexually, and it's about, it's a love story. It's about, it's set in Harlem as well as in Georgia, in Atlanta. It's a period piece in that it sort of takes place in 1929, 1930, but there's so much that rings true to what's going on, every day right now. So yeah, you saw what was supposed to be one of the final workshops, and we were going to open the following September, but the pandemic hit and everything, so now we're on schedule to start rehearsals in November, and we're opening the top of January.
And where would the play be at?
It's going to be up in New York City. I think we're starting at that same stage.
Okay.
Where you saw it, which is a facility called the Signature Center on 42nd Street in the Theater District.
Oh, you right there. You in the heart of it all.
And I think the room holds about like 325 people. Yeah. So it's a nice size stage, nice size room to sort of make your off-Broadway bones, and then to take it to the real deal.
No, like Fuzz, when I saw this, it was almost like I felt like, just from a creative standpoint, I was like, yo, I gotta think bigger, because watching that, it was like, all right, I know Tariq, I know Black Thought from the Roots, right? And then I know you could rap, and then I know you could be funny on the Tonight Show, but this play, I was like, all right, you gotta think outside you gotta, like, it's almost like when people say die empty, you gotta really challenge yourself creatively to see what you have. That's dope. And can put out there. And Fuzz, like, we gotta be there, like, we'll pay for tickets, or Munir, buying for us. Anyway, but
a lot of money.
I agree though, yeah. And this is that. It was a huge challenge, and something that was brought to the Roots initially, like, yo, can you guys compose and arrange all of the music for this thing? And everybody had so much going on that they got pushed to the back burner, and I didn't want it to get lost in the sauce, so I just started doing it. Yeah. And and now now it's done. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Nah, that's
dope, man. Congrats.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
You with a Tony Award, right? You can get
you
get a Tony?
Yeah. I mean,
you already got a Grammy.
You can get the Tony, off a Broadway musical, but you can also get your Grammys. Okay. I mean, I got Hamilton Grammys at the crib.
Talk about that. Wait, you got a what?
Yeah, well, Hamilton, we executive produced.
I didn't know this.
The original cast recording.
Nah, I didn't know that.
We did 2 albums essentially for Hamilton.
I didn't know that.
One is the original cast recording, and the other one is called the Hamilton Mixtape. They both went multi-platinum and won Grammys. And,
why am I late?
So
a lot of people, but he don't brag.
That's what lit the fire really in my belly. Like,
wait, so some of that stuff is y'all lyrics?
No, not at all. We just, we produced it. We executive produced it.
Oh, that's big, man.
Yeah. Now, when you do a show, a Broadway show, when you record the original cast recording, it has to appear, it has to sound and be performed the way it's done on stage. So we did that one album. Got it. That's the Hamilton album. But there was so many different ideas that came from that, and so many other ways that the creator, Lin-Manuel Miranda, wanted to flip it and all that. He always in his mind was going to also do an album called the Hamilton Mixtape. So the Roots, we executive produced both of them, and and then I was like, yo, I mean, like that's really what let me know, all right,
it's out here, we can get it.
Yeah, it's out here, you know what I'm saying?
Did you act at all, and like going back to your high school years, were you in theater or in drama?
Nah, in high school, like I said, I went to the School of the Arts, but I was an art major. Yeah. And I used to cut my art classes and just hang out in the music rooms. And, sometimes I go look at the dances. But
you've always been a creative, though.
Yeah, I've always been a creative, yeah.
Who's some of the people you went to high school with? Because I know Kappa was, like, crazy.
And when I got to Kappa, we were just talking about J1s. J1s was there, and he was like, he was my entree into the world of hip-hop.
Dope. Shout out to J1s.
He was, leaving school and going to hang with Mimi Brown and Lady B and you know, EST and all them, you know what I mean, people that I looked up to, I was just impressed, like, damn, you know them? Yep, these people I listen to on the radio.
Yeah.
You know, so Jay Ones was there. Fatine from Kindred, you know what I mean? Papa Kindred, Daddy Kindred. You know what I mean? Fatine was there. Amel LaRue.
Damn.
Christian McBride, Joey DeFrancesco, Boys II Men. I mean, the list goes on and on. It was just...
The school is still in Philadelphia?
Yeah, Kappa's still around. But, you know, it was just a beautiful time to be there. And, you know, when all these different artists were sort of, you know, finding their voice, it was real inspiring to me. And it made me want to just... I just be in they classes like, yo, like, I'm waiting for Wanye to sing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
You imagine.
Yeah.
And Quest went to that school also?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I think what you guys met because you were in the about to get suspended or something.
I was either going out on suspension or coming back, but I was in the
One
office.
of them times.
Yeah, I was in the office. I was in trouble, and Quest came in the office like, I'm just checking on everybody. Want to make sure, you know, vice president, like, you know what I mean. He was just making his rounds.
Yeah.
And
As a student.
yeah,
Hilarious.
just, like, showing love.
That's
and
hilarious.
I think I noticed he had like a tricky medallion on. Then he had like a jacket that was hand painted, and I used to do like, you know, like me and Barik go back. Wow, so I've always the same way like Mesquine do the hand painted denims and all that. I was doing that in high school too. You know what I mean? So I saw Amir with this jacket on, and I was like somebody is inching in on my territory. Like,
got it
like,
on your swag.
Get that jacket and the medallion, like that's my thing. So the conversation began, you know, there, like me trying to find out
That's dope.
who was sort of stepping on my toes, and yeah, and then it evolved into, you know, he's a drummer. He was just getting into sampling. He used to walk around with this little keyboard, and I wasn't even up on you know how my favorite rap songs became my favorite rap songs. So we became, you know, sort of tutors for one another. I was schooling him to the world of, you know, Public Enemy and NWA and Ultramagnetic MCs and stuff that, you know, because he was coming from a jazz background and a soul music background he hadn't been exposed to. But I would play him these albums and he'd be like, oh, that's James Brown, or that's Slime Film.
He would hear something, he'd be like, oh, that's where that come from. That's Bob James or whatever. Yeah, that's dope.
And, you know, we just would put one another on, and the
That's
Roots
dope.
sort of evolved from that. Before the Roots, I was always solo. I had one group that I formed for like really one talent show when I was in the fourth grade, and that was me and Beanie Sigel formed a group called the Crash Crew.
And went to elementary school together.
Bucks, yeah.
Oh, man, this is a good time to be alive.
After that, I was solo up until until '87 when we started.
How many different names did the Roots? Was it always the Roots from high school, or
oh man,
did y'all have different bunch of names?
Yeah, we was Radioactivity. Actually, first Quest used to he had a little group with Sean Stockman from Boys II Men.
What?
Like, so Sean used to rap with Quest and
Sean used to rap?
Yeah, and I forget what his name was, but like that was like my competition at the time. It was like I was trying to get Amir like stop messing with Sean, you know.
That's crazy.
And
so
I remember
Amir could have been in Boys II Men.
Or, you know, Sean could have been, you know what I mean?
He could have been
Stock Thought. I don't know.
Stock Thought.
But you got Wanye used to do reggae shit. Like, everybody was just faceted.
Crazy, dog.
You know? Everybody was just on some different.
Everybody's getting it.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
yeah, man, it was wild. But one of our first names was Radioactivity.
Probably from some Thomas Dolby vibe.
Yeah.
Something.
Then after Radioactivity, we took it to I forget, but my name in Radioactivity was T Metaphor, right? Like, cause I used to be,
I like Black Thought better.
You know, I used to be Double T, then I was like DT Rock on some Tila Rock shit.
Got it. Yeah, I feel you.
And so yeah, then I became T Metaphor, and I think Quest's name was like Divine, like the Divine something. You know what I'm saying?
Weren't y'all like the Square Roots at one point?
Yeah, that was later. But
Later,
before
okay.
the Square Roots, it was my name was Hawk Smooth at one time. I was
great.
I was
I
Hawk
love it.
Smooth.
I love it.
I was Hawk Smooth, and Quest was A Sample, and Hawk Smooth was an acronym. I just wanted to be Hawk Smooth, so I had to figure out how I could make it make sense.
Okay.
So Hawk was an acronym for?
If you listen to the end of Big Daddy Kane Set It Off, he starts shouting out his boys at the end, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to send it out to my man Hawk, Smooth, Miami. I just thought that was so dope. I used to pull it back all the time. Hawk, Smooth, Hawk. So I was like, yo, that's my name. I'm just gonna figure out how to make that my name. So that was back when, everybody had like the, the acronyms and anagrams and shit. And
right.
My name, the only way I can make it make sense was I was the hype African warrior, kicking it smooth.
Okay.
Love it.
Hawk Smooth, you know
African
what I mean?
warrior, kicking it smooth.
Like, cause Big Daddy Kane, the king, Asiatic, nobody's equal. Like, that's the type time I was on. I was Kane, Coogee Rap, Rakim, and I really wanted to be, Hawk Smooth.
Hey, that's that area.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but so then, after, a bunch of trial and error, we sort of landed on Square Roots.
Okay.
And we were Square Roots even when we recorded that demo, that CD. But for whatever reason, we still referred to ourselves as The Roots. So it says The Roots on the cover, and the first song on that joint is The Roots Is Coming. I think it was just, indicative of the fact that the Square Roots wasn't going to stick,
Yeah.
Crazy. So, now, we've seen a lot of, like, Mount Rushmores, right, coming out lately. Who is your top 5 MCs when you think of Philly? And it could be lyrics. It could be they came out and made an impact. Like, who are the top 5, taking yourself out of it?
Top 5 MCs out of Philly. I'm definitely going to say Schoolie D.
Gangster.
EST. I'm going to say, Will Smith. Fresh Prince, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
It's sad that there's such tragedy associated with the legacies of Steady B.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The whole Steady B, Cool C, that whole shit, because, that tragedy aside, I definitely, consider him one of the Philly icons. Okay. You know what I mean? And he was one of the artists that made us, like out of the city. You know what I'm saying? Like he broke through and he was putting fear in artists elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like he had, LL on his toes, and you know what I mean? Nice. I remember when they did the Serious remix with
KRS-One.
So maybe those guys, shit.
You got one more.
Bahamadia.
Love Bahamadia.
Yeah, that's just off top. What?
There's street
I really sat here and dealt with it. It's a bunch of people that I could put on that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Bahamadia, that's a good one.
Yeah, but I think the father of all, and sometimes unbeknownst to him, is really Schoolie D, man. You know what I'm saying? He really, he created something from the ether that people took and ran with it.
Yeah.
There would be no Ghetto Boys, no NWA, no Ice-T.
That's what I said.
They would have no way to rap their raps. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Schoolie D, who
and Ice-T threw
one
it back
day
to him.
said, like, he made that shit up in his fucking, it's like the alphabet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, definitely, School. And he was also the first rapper, like gangster rapper who like cursed and didn't give a fuck and also could rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's that.
Yeah, we got so many MCs from here, and that's gonna cause a lot of things. You just hit him up at Black Thought on Instagram. He said it, I didn't. Dude, here's another thing a lot of people don't know. Like you said, like you're really funny. Like this dude, like you see it on the Tonight Show, but like super sarcastic, super dry. Like Fuzz, I don't know if you know this. Like Tariq, he was like, man, like who's like one of the most smartest, brilliant minds here in Philadelphia, and he tapped me as that to host his comedy. He has a comedy series called Delirious.
Yeah.
But this dude does stand up.
Yeah.
So you do stand up also?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? Man. When we started doing Delirious, I came out the first couple times and I would like rap at the top of it or do something at the end. You know what I'm saying? I had Q hosting for me, and it felt, inauthentic. I felt like,
that's dope.
You know what I mean? What I do as a musician is for, a music setting. If people are coming to see me make music, then that's something that we'll, promote it as such. But if I'm doing a comedy show, then I should do comedy. And I don't want to just come out and say, you know what I mean, thank y'all for coming out, I'm out, you know. So I wanted to figure out how to make it real. So I started, you know, practicing and doing, you know, a tight 5 at the top of that joint.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
and that's evolved, you know.
Because you know punchlines. You get what that is.
Yeah.
Timing.
Yep.
I guess it makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense.
I'm not trying to give it away, but he does this one thing where he like goes through his phone and just like some thoughts, almost like Jack Handy. Remember Jack Handy on SNL? Like, just random thoughts by Jack Handy, and he does something like that. And it's so crazy. I'll come up with stuff. I'm like, I need to write that, but I never write it down. But like, no, dude, it's funny, bro.
Yeah,
that's dope,
man.
Yeah. So what's gonna happen? Are you gonna, you know, push that a little bit more? Because we see, shout out to Cypher Sounds. I know he's come down and done that, but we know Cypher from
so
radio.
many people have already come through the ranks of, you know, and again, it's just, you know, being up there at 30 Rock and having entree to, you know what I mean, people who work on Saturday Night Live and people who, you know, are moving and grooving already up there in the city. I was able to get them to come down and rock with us, you know. So that was a beautiful thing. But it's evolving into something, you know, called Get Up, Stand Up, which we were speaking about a little bit earlier. That's going to include, it's going to consist of that same, you know, stand-up comedy component, but the comedy is going to be more topical. It's going to be on, you know, subject matter that is, you know, trending, you know, a trending conversation in the community. And I'm going to be, you know, I get to do a man on the street segment where I go out and talk to, you know, people in Philly, interview people out on the street. And, and it'll be, I'll get to bring a comedian together with the thought leader for every episode. And then, you know, we do some comedy.
That's dope.
And then at the end, we have a real conversation. It's evolved from Delirious into Get Up, Stand Up. Yeah. But it's still going to be a Philly-based production. Is something that we do here in the city, and you know, most likely still at that same club.
Okay.
You know, I mean, the Punchline here in Philly, just because we get it, that's where we get the good rate.
Yeah. No, got you. I mean, dude, it's so much. Do you ever sit back and think like, yo, I mean, dude, I've seen you at the MoMA. I've seen you do all these things. Quest is, you know, doing stuff with the Oscars. I mean, do you ever just like really sit back and think like, yo, we really did this?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah,
every day.
You don't take it for granted.
Not at all.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I mean, even some of, you know, the streams of thought that we've seen, like, you know, with some, I don't want to say solo projects, but some of the projects we've seen from you there. Are we going to see some more? I know you released one last year.
Absolutely. Streams of Thought Volume 4 is done. You know what I'm saying? It's mixed. Like, that thing is ready to go, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm really excited for that to come out. You know, the new Roots album is coming.
Okay.
But yeah, a bunch of collaborative efforts between me and just different producers.
Ninth Wonder called me last year, and he was super excited about what you guys had worked on.
Yeah,
and
man.
he was like, "Man, you got fuzz. You got to listen."
Yeah, just the Lucy's that didn't make it, didn't make the cut to the other Streams of Thoughts is, you know, new volumes in and of themselves. But Volume 4 is produced by a brother named KT.
Okay.
Goes by 14 KT. I know him through Jazzy Jeff and James Poison Camp and the stuff that, you know, Jeff has been doing, you know, these retreats he's been doing down at his place for the past few years. And so KT comes up through that camp, and he's a brilliant producer. No, he's originally from Detroit.
Okay.
And now he's out of California.
Is James Poison from Philly?
Yeah. Actually, to be clear, James Poyser is from England. He's a Brit.
Really?
He's a Brit, but
does he have accent?
Know, we accept him into the fold.
Got it.
He's an honorary Philadelphian.
I never knew that.
Well,
he's a British Jamaican.
Shut up.
Yeah,
he doesn't talk.
I want to talk to him.
Yeah, he tried. He you know, he'll let you know about his Jamaicanness. You know what I mean? But he tried to keep the fact that he's from England on the low.
Oh, he's a 21 Savage.
Until it's time.
Savage.
Look, but I bet you, when shit hit the fan, watch what passport he pull out.
Yo, it's not blue. It's green. What's going on?
Wow.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's dope.
I know a lot of people. I want to say this. You know, I was on the radio for a long time here, and I felt like the Roots didn't get their just due. Like, I felt like you would hear other people, their music, and, you know, I didn't know how big you guys were until I moved to LA. Because people would be like, yo, this was the 3 people that asked me, like, yo, you from Philly? I'm like, yeah, I did radio. They like, yo, do you know Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince? I'm like, well, I don't know Fresh Prince like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know Jeff. You know the Roots? I'm like, yeah. Like everywhere I would go. Like, you know the Roots? You know, like, and in Philly is one of these cities for us that they only love you until you're dead. I ain't even saying until you're gone. They only love you when you're dead. You come if you get too big, it's like, I think that's in every city, but this city,
Listen, man, Philly is good. I do agree, but it's it's good. It keeps you grounded. You know what I mean? It keep you from just like feeling yourself too much. You know what I mean? It's it inspires you, to go hard and to you definitely want to win you want to win your hometown over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you also know that Philly is a different sort of gauge. You know what I mean? Like they're ranking you on a different sort of scale. Like you're measured by a different. The bar is different, and it's only it's the Philadelphian bar.
Yes. So Q be telling me that same thing with stuff he deal with.
I feel like it's been good for me as an artist.
Yeah.
Because it's always it always lets me know it's a little bit further to go.
I just think from a radio standpoint, we didn't play y'all enough. Like I just felt like the support was never there for y'all.
It could have been more, but I know I can name a couple dozen artists that got all the airplay.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Who didn't have a 30, 40-year career. So it's like I feel like things happen as they should.
Right.
And when it was time to have a hit, to have that radio joint, we had those, but I never was in it for that. You know what I mean? So, I feel like I'm in a space now where I'm able to, write and record with laser focus. It's like, okay, this is for Disney Junior. This is for, preschool age kids. This is, a jingle for, shampoo. You know what I'm saying? And I could do it and knock it off. But, when I was coming up, it was less about that. And it was more about, sort of me making my bones and sort of, finding my voice. So I wasn't as interested in getting played on the radio, to be honest, as I was interested in being accepted into the fold by my peers. So when I meet an MC that I got a lot of respect for, and they say, yo, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, you that dude, then I felt like I made it, you know what I mean, by the Wu-Tang and the Nas's and Mobb Deeps and people from my graduating class, but as well as I met Rakim. Rakim walked up to me like, yo, shit, Black Thought. You know what I'm saying? And like, that was a moment for me, the Big Daddy Kane's and all that. That was always more important to me than than the radio play and Philly, and I'm low key, man. So I'm fine with just being on some. Like, I know I can always come to Philly and people don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's like, if I ever feel like, yo, it's getting too crazy, man, people ask, you know what I mean? Ain't no photographs, man, no autographs. I'll come to Philly, man, just like, go to ball.
The ball.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we minimize the ball. Just the ball. Yeah. Ball. Some do BOH. I do BU.
Young ball.
Yeah, it gets a little.
Young ball.
No, Philly is definitely one of those places, man. But we didn't want to take all of your time.
No, I want to get something off my chest, though.
Get it off your chest.
Let me see. I did street promotions for the Roots from Gaffin, right? Mm-hmm. So when y'all had a chance to come to L.A., one of my favorite songs from the Roots was Silent Treatment.
Yeah.
Love that song. You guys did a show at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've never seen you guys perform the song live, blah, blah, blah. Y'all went into the song Silent Treatment. I think you gave it maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I remember, I said, what they doing? I'm yelling.
Crazy, man.
I'm like,
it's one of them joints. And we did the video. We shot the video for Silent Treatment on Melrose.
In LA, really?
Yeah, so that was a LA vibe, you know what I mean?
Purposely went to the House of Blues to get a vibe. Y'all ran through that thing like diarrhea, boy.
You know what
I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Y'all never really...
It's weird. Like, that's one of the joints that only recently did we start doing it, probably halfway through.
Yeah?
It was one of them joints where we would just hit the chorus.
That's what y'all did.
And keep it pushing, yeah.
You went Silent Treatment, baby, and it went to something else. I'm like,
yeah.
you wanted more of that.
You ever see Bismarck DJ? Like, he notorious for that. He dropped like 15 to 28 seconds.
Yes, he does. Yes, you're right.
Then as soon as you get into it, boom, you drop the next joint.
Yeah. Shout out to Biz.
For a nice little while, that's how we performed. You know what I mean? It was like
y'all got
more
records.
about
Y'all got records.
like a mixtape vibe and just trying to keep the energy up, you know, and keep you wanting more. You know what I'm saying? Keeping you coming back for more. So
yeah, it did. You're right.
Well, listen, man.
This
Episode
has been really great.
I mean, this is Black Thought, man. It's the day after Father's Day.
This is a big deal.
He's the father of all MCs. I always said the best MC to ever come out of Philly, hands down.
Hey,
It's no.
Yeah, he don't get his props.
No, he doesn't.
yes, I do.
Yeah, he said yes, I do, and it's in the bank.
I get all my props.
Yeah. All right, okay. All right, look. The Father's Day edition with the father of all you rappers and MCs.
You bitch you.
Tariq Trotter, Black Thought, Mr. Scone himself. You gotta go to his house. He has scones at his house. First guy I ever saw that had scones at his home. Right. I was like, man, this is different. He has scones.
It's a scone groove,
it was a scone. You took it was scones. Blueberry. He's like, would you like a scone? It was very different. Yeah,
Ben and Jerry's.
Had to make sure my socks matched that day.
Okay.
Because you just never know. Would you
take your shoes off?
Yeah, had to take the shoes off. Thank God there were no holes in the.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta get you out on the golf course. You golf?
Nah.
No.
Oh, there we go. That's it. Yeah, we're taking them out.
Yeah, we're taking them out.
Yeah, I love to play though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the guys in the Roots do play. Kamal, James, Dave who plays trumpet. Ian who plays sax, they all golfers.
Hey, what's the trombone player name?
They go hard.
Oh my gosh.
It's a
trombone shorty? No. What's the trombone? Oh man.
You always say
Jeff Bradshaw?
No.
I know Jeff.
Oh man, light skinned dude, the Roots. He got the trombone. What's his nickname?
Oh, with the Roots?
Tuba Good Jr. Yeah, I'm sorry. Tuba.
Yo, he says that name. I crack up
Yeah,
laughing.
not trombone. Yeah, Tuba Good Jr.
He actually plays a sousaphone, but we call him Tuba.
Yeah.
Tuba Good and Jr. That's hilarious.
He has great energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has the greatest energy.
Yeah.
He's never set foot on the golf course. Believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some M words. This is episode, I believe this is 24, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Father's Day edition. Black Thought. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it.
Y'all got to drop that father figure, man.
Well, it's not we can't play the music.
Oh man!
I mean, and then shout out to the Juneteenth. It's so much we can talk. He gotta get his haircut. All right, because people in the background looking.
Shout out to him. He's solid.
Yeah, people in the background looking mad. All right, we're going. Bye.
Appreciate y'all.